In the previous video lecture, we have seen the first phylum, that is called as the phylum Porifera. Now, in this lecture, we are going to see the second phylum, that is called as the Cnidaria. Okay, in the Cnidaria phylum, basically there are few of the examples of the Cnidaria phylum animals included under the Cnidaria phylum. The examples are nothing but the Hydra, Aurelia, which is also called as jellyfish, then Diploria, that is called as brain coral, Gorgonia, that is called as the sea fan, and Adamsia, that is called as sea anemone. So generally Hydra, Aurelia, sea anemone and sea fan are the examples of the phylum Cnidaria. Okay, the animals included under the Cnidaria phylums are generally these are aquatic animals. Okay, and mostly animals are marine but few are freshwater, just like that of the Porifera. They are aquatic, mostly marine, but few are the freshwater animals. So, characteristics of this phylum animals are, these are diploblastic, that means they are having two layers, two germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. So these are diploblastic, radially symmetrical. We have seen in the introduction the symmetry. Radially symmetry means from the radius to the outside they are radially symmetrical and with blind sac body plan. So we also seen the body plans, different body plans. Blind sac body plans, sac like body is present and single opening is there. This type of body sac plan is there in case of phylum Cnidaria animals. Then in the Cnidarian animals, presence of gastrovascular cavity is there. That means the body cavity is meant for circulation as well as digestion. That means in a single cavity both circulation and digestion takes place. That's why it is called as gastrovascular cavity, or it is also called as coelenteron, and it is called as coelenteron. That's why it is, this phylum is also called as Coelenterata. Cnidaria phylum is also called as Coelenterata phylum. Okay, then presence of cnidoblast is a characteristic feature of the Cnidaria. Okay, presence of cnidoblast for the anchorage, offense and defense. Okay, why the name is Cnidaria? Because there is a presence of cnidoblast on their arms. For what? For the anchorage, to attach to the substratum. Okay, offense and defense, for their protection, self defense, there is a presence of cnidoblast. These Cnidarian animals can reproduce by sexually as well as asexually. Okay, asexually by budding and sexually by gamete formation. That means they can produce by both manner, by sexually as well as asexually. Asexually by budding. Okay, we know that budding technique. Okay, by that way asexually they are producing, and by sexually gamete formation. Then the body, the special characteristic feature of the Cnidarian animals are, the body bears two forms. Okay, in their life they are having two life forms. Okay, one is the polyp and second one is the medusa. These are the two body forms present in the Cnidarian families. So polyp is a cylindrical form. Okay, example of polyp form is Hydra, and second one is the medusa. It is an umbrella like structure. Okay, an example of medusa is nothing but the Aurelia. So polyp and medusa body forms are there in case of Cnidaria. It exhibits the alteration of polypoid generation with the medusa and gen. That means there is a alteration of generation. Okay, at one time there is a polypoid generation, then in the next form there is a medusoid generation. So it is an alteration of generation, and that is called as metagenesis. Now what is metagenesis means what? That is, the polyps produce medusae asexually. That means polyps, in the polyp generation, the polyps produce medusae asexually. Okay, and medusae produce polyps sexually. Okay, that is the alteration of generation, means alternate asexual reproduction, then sexual reproduction, then again asexual reproduction. Okay, and simultaneously polyps, after that medusae, after that polyps. So alteration of generation is there, that is called as metagenesis. The best example is of Obelia. Okay, so this is about the characteristic feature of Cnidarian families. These are aquatic, mostly marine, few are freshwater. They are sessile, that means they can locomote, they are free living. Okay, they are diploblastic, having two germ layers, radially symmetrical, and blind sac body plan. Okay, then they are having a cavity for both digestion and circulation, so called as gastrovascular cavity, or also called as coelenteron. That's why it is also called as Phylum Ctenophora. Okay, presence of cnidoblast is a characteristic feature of Cnidaria. That's why it is called as Cnidaria. Presence of cnidoblast for anchorage, offense, and defense. It produces sexually as well as asexually. Asexually by budding, and sexually by gamete formation. An alteration of generation is there, that is called as metagenesis, alternate polyps and medusae generation. This is about the phylum Cnidaria. Now coming to the third phylum, that is called as Phylum Ctenophora. Okay, now in this phylum, examples are Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Okay, this is some different type of a phylum. Okay, Phylum Ctenophora, animals of this phylum is also called as comb jellies, or it is also called as sea walnuts. Okay, commonly called as comb jellies or sea walnuts. Ctenophora is one of the minor phyla. Why it is a minor phyla? It is the minor phyla because they are having very few organisms in their phylum. Remember students that it is called as one of the minor phyla with few organisms. Okay, it can be asked, that is, which is the minor phyla. So Ctenophora is the minor phyla with few organisms. Okay, again, these animals of this phylum is exclusively marine and they are free swimming. Okay, that means these are sessile, not attached. Okay, it is exclusively marine and free swimming. Okay, the animals are diploblastic, that means having, again it is having two germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. They are also radially symmetrical with blind sac body plan. But here tissue level of grade of organization is there. Okay, they are diploblastic, radially symmetrical, blind sac body plan, and tissue level organization is there. Then animals of the Ctenophora locomote by 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Okay, here is the characteristic feature in the Ctenophora. They are free swimming. Okay, that means they can locomote. So they locomote by 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Okay, yeah, you can see on your screen there are some of the examples of the Ctenophora. Okay, the special characteristic feature of phylum Ctenophora is the animals of these phyla are bioluminescent organisms. Okay, that means you can see in the picture that at the central of the picture there is a light, shining light is there. That means they are bioluminescent. Okay, they can emit the light. Okay, so this is the characteristic feature of the phylum Ctenophora, organisms of phylum Ctenophora. The next character in the Ctenophora is these organisms shows digestion both intracellular as well as extracellular. So this is one of the characteristic feature, that the digestion in the animals of Ctenophora is by intracellular as well as extracellular. Okay, then reproduction, the sexual reproduction in case of Ctenophora is indirect development. Okay, indirect development is there. That means direct development is absent in the Ctenophora. And in this Ctenophora, cnidoblasts are absent. So these are also called as anidarians. We have seen in the Cnidaria phylum, cnidoblasts are present, so they are called as cnidarians. So here cnidoblasts are absent, so called as anidarians. Okay. Instead of that, they are having sticky cells. Okay, in Cnidaria there is a cnidoblast for their defense. But in case of Ctenophora, they are having cnidoblast. They are having coloblast, that is called as sticky cells. Okay, coloblast are nothing but the sticky cells to capture the prey. Okay, now this is one of the characteristic feature of the Ctenophora, that is they are having sticky cells called as coloblast, you can see on your screen, to capture the prey. So this is about the phylum Ctenophora. Okay, we have seen in that they are called as comb jellies or sea walnuts. It is a minor phyla. They are marine and free swimming. They are diploblastic, radially symmetrical, with blind sac body plan and tissue level of organization. Locomotion is by 8 rows of comb plates, and these are generally bioluminescent organisms. Sexual reproduction by indirect development, and sticky cells are present, that is called as coloblast, to capture the prey. This is the characteristic feature of the phylum Ctenophora. Then the next phylum, that is the fourth phylum, is Phylum Platyhelminthes. Platy means flat and helminthes means worm. These are nothing but dorso-ventrally flattened animals. So these are called as the flatworms. Okay, the animals of phylum Platyhelminthes are acoelomate. That means there is absence of cavity in their body. They are triploblastic. That means they are having 3 germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. And they are showing organ system type of grade of organization. Okay, the animals of the phylum Platyhelminthes, some of them are free swimming and others are endoparasitic. Okay, as they are parasitic or endoparasitic, there is a presence of hooks and suckers for the attachment to the body of the host, because we know that parasites depends on the host, either they are endo or ectoparasite, they are dependent on their host. So for to attach to the body of the host, they are having hooks and suckers. Hooks for the attachment and suckers for to get the food from the host. Okay, so the body of the animals of the Platyhelminthes or the organisms of Platyhelminthes are covered by either cilia or cuticle. Okay, it is covered by cilia in free living forms, and it is covered by cuticle in the parasitic form. Okay, there are two forms, either they are some of the free living or the parasitic. Free living are having covered by covered by cilia, and parasitic forms are covered by a cuticle. Okay, the digestive system is generally incomplete in free living forms, and parasitic condition, it is totally depends on the host, so there is an absence of digestive system in parasitic form. Okay, remember that two forms are different: free living forms having incomplete digestive system, and parasitic form having absence of digestive system. Okay, and here is the one special characteristic feature is that for the excretion and the osmoregulation, the animals or organisms of the Platyhelminthes is having protonephridia or phlegm cells. Okay, this is the characteristic feature. Okay, protonephridia or phlegm cells are present in Platyhelminthes phylum for the excretion and the osmoregulation. It is one of the characteristic feature. The animals of these phyla are hermaphrodite, that means they are bisexual. Both the sexes are present in single animal, that is called as hermaphrodite or bisexual. The self-fertilization is seen in the animals or organisms of this phylum. Self-fertilization is there. Both sexes are present in single animals, so they are called as hermaphrodite, and self-fertilization is there. The animals or organisms are having high power of regeneration. Okay, and show polyembryony. Polyembryony means a single fertilized ovum can produce more than one embryos. Okay, more than one individuals. That is called as polyembryony. They are having power of polyembryony also and high power of regeneration also. So this is called as Phylum Platyhelminthes. It is also called as flatworms. They are triploblastic or coelomate. Free living, some are parasitic, having hooks and suckers for the hosting. Okay, digestive system either absent or incompletely present. Protonephridia or phlegm cells are for the excretion and osmoregulation. They are bisexual, that is hermaphrodite. Self-fertilization is there. They are having high power of regeneration and show polyembryony. Okay, examples of this phylum you can see on your screen. Taenia, that is called as the tapeworm. Fasciola hepatica, that is called as liver fluke, and planaria. These are the example of this phylum. After that, the next phylum, fifth phylum, is called as Ascahelminthes or Nemathelminthes. Okay, ascus means sac, and helminth means worm. The sac like worm. Okay, or Nemathelminthes. Nema means thread, and helminth means worm. So thread like worms or sac like worms. Okay, the worms which are having sac, it is called as Ascahelminthes, or the worms are thread like, that is called as Nemathelminthes. So it is called as Ascahelminthes also or Nemathelminthes also. These are mostly parasitic and few of them are free swimming. Okay, these are long cylindrical thread like body. Okay, we have seen Nemathelminthes means thread like body. It looks circular in the cross section, so it is called as roundworms. Okay, so common name of animals of Asc or Nemathelminthes is roundworms because it looks circular in their cross section. These are triploblastic, means having 3 germ layers, bilaterally symmetrical, means if we cut the animal into 2 parts, the parts on the both sides are symmetrical. Pseudocoelomates, means the cavity look like that of the true cavity. Okay, with tube within tube body plan. The body plan is tube within tube body plan in case of Asc. Okay, there is a presence of longitudinal muscles on their body but absence of circular muscles. Longitudinal muscles, the muscles play very important role in their locomotion. Okay, because there is an absence of legs in them. So by using muscles they are locomotive. So longitudinal muscles are there but not muscular circular muscles are there. The elementary canal is complete with mouth and anus or excretory pore. Now it is a characteristic feature of Asc. The elementary canal is complete with mouth and anus or excretory pore. Okay, the nervous system of the animals of this phylum has nerve ring and the nerves. Okay, it is now it is evolved condition. Nervous system is now coming to develops. Okay, nervous system has nerve ring and nerves. The pharynx is well developed and muscular. Okay, pharynx is a part of the digestive system. It is well developed. Then excretion is by the canals or gland cells. Now in the phylum Asc. For the excretion, gland cells or canals are present. Now reproduction in this animals of this phylum are unisexual. That means single sex. Both the sexes are separate. Individual of both sexes are different. Example, Ascaris. The sex shows the sexual dimorphism. You can see on your screen the male and female Ascaris. Okay, different. So it is unisexual organism having sexual dimorphism. The fertilization is internal. That means the male and female gamete fertilize inside the body of the organism. That's why it is called as internal fertilization. The development of young one with larval stage or no larval stage. Okay, the development is direct or indirect with larval stage or no larval stage. Okay, the examples of these phylums are Ascaris. Okay, on your screen there is an example Ascaris, filarial worm or hookworm. Okay, these are the example of the Asc. Okay, filarial worm is also called as Wuchereria bancrofti or Wuchereria. Okay, and hookworm is called as uncyclostoma. So examples are on your screen. So this is about the phylum Asc. or Nemathelminthes. These are also called as roundworms or thread-like worms. They are triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, pseudocoelomate with tube within tube body plan. They are having longitudinal muscles and absence of circular muscles on their body. Elementary canal is complete, mouth and anus are present, pharynx is well developed, nervous system has nerve ring, excretion by gland cells or canals. These are unisexual animals, shows sexual dimorphism. The fertilization is internal, development is with larval stage or no larval stage. This is about the phylum Asc. In the next lecture, we are going to see the next phylums. Okay, thank you.